Hello, welcome to New 6th Gen Farmer. Today we are going to be going to corn. We've actually already done a little bit of corn off camera, but never mind. So they're filling up the tires on the combine right now. I'm actually going to head out before the combine because we have a big tile project that we're doing on this field, and I got the base station right there between the seats, and I'm going to set it up and get it set up to do a survey for later before they get the combine out there. Okay, I need that, I need the actual base station, and I need this tripod. We used to use John Deere 6000 RTK receivers for all of our surveying, and I like this system a lot better. Not the fact that it's any more accurate, you know, I don't think it's any more accurate or any less accurate. I think that's all about the same, but if I were doing this with a John Deere receiver right now, I would have a tripod, I would have a John Deere 6000 RTK receiver, I would have to have a monitor, a car battery, and a wiring harness. And yeah, this one, I have a tripod and a base station. Done. So I do sell these base stations online on my website as well as the CRG receivers. So basically, if you're doing surveying or tiling or any sort of elevation work, you know, ditch work with a John Deere receiver, and you're sick and tired of having all the tripod, the car battery, the wiring harness, the monitor, the extra receiver, and you want to switch over to a CRG system, all you need is this and a CRG, and then you can get rid of that entire John Deere system and do the exact same thing. And it's all controlled by an app on my smartphone. So this is a tile project. You kind of see the mounds of dirt right here and all the tile that's laying here. So we actually did not put in this project ourselves. We hired a good buddy of my dad's. He actually used to work for us back when I was a really small kid. He came, he dug it all in. So it starts across the road. So they cross the road, goes through our field here for a long ways, then goes through a neighbor's field, then goes across the road, and then it goes into another neighbor's field. And this new main should not only really help a lot of the drown outs that we have on this field, but it should help a lot of the neighbors as well. So it's basically done. Looks like they just need to do a little bit of covering and stuff here, but I think we got another small project. I don't even know what my dad's doing, to be honest, but we got a bunch of flags over here, so I think we're gonna be digging in a little bit more tile here, and that's what I'm getting the base station set up for today. Oh my gosh! Well, hot dog, got 66,000 pounds on the cart for a really wet year, and this farm was hit pretty hard. Corn's doing pretty good. This is Wyffels 5080. I believe that is a 106-day hybrid variety, and it's one of Wyffels' older ones. It's about 5 years old, I think, and it's doing pretty good. This corn's test weight is really high.
It's actually yielding quite well too.
Oh, good. And now these aren't the biggest ears I've ever seen in the world, and a lot of that's probably due to the year we had. But look at how filled out these ears are. I don't know if I've ever seen an ear that filled out before. So as you guys know, Wyffels has been a great sponsor of 6th Gen Farmer here for the last couple of years. We've been planting their stuff for the past 10 years, more than 10 years, and they've been great to work with. Their corn has always been great for us. I mean, heck, we even got the Wyffels hopper extension on our combine. So if you guys want to learn more about Wyffels, I'll leave a link down in the video description. Go check it out. Are we talking better than our field up north? Yield-wise? What? Yeah. Sweet. Not bad. What do you mean? Like down to the bottom there or what?
Well, anywhere that was wet. Top of the hill are the 2 spots. The green corn is...
Well, have you looked at these ears?
No.
They are filled out to the absolute top.
Yeah, you're saying we didn't plant them heavy enough?
I don't know.
Well, you never want ears filled out to the end.
Is that what they say? You don't want ears
Yeah,
filled out
I
to
mean,
the end because that means you didn't plant it heavy enough?
Yeah.
I should look. I don't have my phone on me. I don't know what the population was here. But I mean, they're all, none of them are very big, but they're, that's kind of a baby one compared to the rest of them.
But set the cob length when it was under so much stress, and then when dried out later, I suppose that's what happened. It had very crappy growing season through well into July. I don't know when the.
So you're.
Somebody knows a lot more than me, but
You're thinking
that's
that
not a very long ear.
No, they're not very long ears.
I'm guessing they were a fairly shallow ear because of how crappy of a season it was.
Yep. So they were under stress when they determined length, and then they had a.
People know. I'm not real smart on it, but that ain't a real long ear, so I don't think planting them a lot heavier would do it.
But I mean, we're looking well north of 200 to here though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a crappy finish too, but it did dry out.
This is
dried out, and now we've had no rain forever.
Yeah. Well, this is Wyffels 5080. This is one of their older hybrids.
And it's N5084. So
what?
They're half and half.
Well, half of it's hopper throttle.
Half of what?
Well, half. It's all 5080. Half of it's hopper throttle. That powder we put in the.
Oh, did you call it a different number then?
Yeah. It's 5080 and 5080 HT.
I mean, that's not a very impressive ear. But...
No, if you were to show me this ear earlier, I wouldn't think much of it, but there must be quite a few of them.
Yeah, no, it's surprisingly good corn.
When the corn yield is doing good, it just makes everyone in a happier mood, you know? Makes the whole farming experience more enjoyable. When you're taking out crappy crops, everyone's kind of grumbly. You don't really want to be there. I'm looking at my planting rate now. When I planted this field, I was planting 37,000. That's actually higher than I usually plant. My target population on this field was 37,000. I have a tape measure on me. I do have a tape measure on me. We're gonna do a stand check. Okay, picking a random spot right here in the middle. Get the tape measure out. 1/1000th of an acre in 30-inch rows is 17 feet 5 inches. So I got that laid out on the tape measure here. So now I've just got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 28, 29, 30. 35 in this batch right here. 34 to 35. One of them I counted might not have been a full 34 and a half, I'd say. So planted 37, got 34 and a half standing in this one spot that I grabbed randomly. I'm sure it varies throughout the field, but for how wet we were early, I'm actually pretty impressed by that. So that 34 and a half or 35, that is 1/1000th of an acre, so you can predict that there are about 34,500 or 35,000 plants per acre that actually germinated and grew up to be full plants. It's definitely not the most scientific way to do it, but it gives you a rough estimate. Now I'm sure if I was to stop here, it might be a couple plants different. If I was to stop there, it might be a couple plants different. Back when I worked for a local agronomist, I got really good at stepping off 17 and a half feet. So, you know, I would start out with the tape measure and then I would verify my steps, but by the end of the summer, I wasn't using a tape measure, I was just stepping it off. And I tested myself a couple times, I was usually within a couple inches, so, but it's been long enough, I don't think I can do that anymore. captain now. Got 67,000 pounds on that grain cart in one round. This is kind of fun. I enjoy this. This is definitely our hilliest farm by far. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there got terraces and some really, really bad side hills and stuff. We don't have that, but we do got some rolling hills here in this field, and it's making combining a little bit harder because I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm not losing anything over the back end. But I know I've talked about this in the past, but I absolutely love this. We are running AutoPath with the AgriGPS CRG that I got in the roof, and our RowSense has not worked for the past 2 years. I think a mouse got in the wiring harness. Ever since we've had AutoPath, we haven't even worried about fixing it. It's just, we just use AutoPath instead. And every once in a while we might have to shift it an inch here or there, but overall, it's been pretty good. I would say we're a bit full. 33,000 pounds. I still gotta make it to the other end of the field. See how much we can squeeze on there. Got quite a bit left in that grain tank too. 63, 64. 65. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't want to start losing it. Back window's still mostly full. That's what I like to see. A truck is about 55 to 60,000 pounds depending on how you want to fill it. So putting 66,000 pounds in the grain cart means that you're going to have at least one truck rolling out to the elevator. So it's nice to keep those trucks moving, and the truck drivers like it when we're not sitting around so much too. There would be a very good example of a very large drown out. That's all planted soybeans down in there. I made an Instagram post a while back about going to spray that with insecticide. Now this is a pretty bad ravine here. I think this is gonna be my last pass through right here. And this is ooh, yikes. I did not like that. How much grain did I have in the tank? Enough. Our grain hopper extension is so big that we try not to go through waterways with much grain in the tank, just because it weighs so much up there. I guess that'd be one downside of the Wyffels hopper extension. Otherwise, on a field like this, it's needed. And stop. Got a very full grain tank and a large hill coming up, and the grain cart is getting the trucks moving. There he comes. I got a minute here. Hey, we do have some cab corn. Yeah, it's pretty full. There's a little bit of room left. Don't want to stretch it though. There we go. So I got the GPS receiver's pitch up. We're currently at negative 0.2 degrees. You'll be kind of curious to see what it's at when we go up this hill here. Dun, 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 dun. This is also where the 320 horsepower tractor on a 1,300 bushel grain cart starts to struggle a bit. Okay, we got 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. Slow her down a bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 9.2, 9.3 was where it maxed out at. Leave a comment down below if you guys have hills that are like really steep and like how many degree slopes you actually got. Well, it worked pretty good.
Except?
There is no except.
Oh, when you say, well, it worked pretty good, but...
No, I took good care of her.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay.
Are you planning on finishing over there then, or going over?
I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
Was it getting any drier at the very end there?
It was anywhere from 13 to 18, depending where I was in the field.
Okay. Do you know what the average was per load?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to switch with
Zach,
because one of our other guys is taking off. So.
Okay. That last load, 70,000 pounds. And here comes the truck. I don't think you guys have met Levi yet. Oh man, I just did a poor job trying to park that. I don't think the YouTube crew has met you yet.
I reckon not.
This is Levi. He's a good friend of mine from college who got a job near us. I don't want to say for who. I don't know if that's confidential or not, but he's been helping us out the last couple of years, and he's a good time to have here. So also, I tried to get the camera out when I was pulling up, and you see how crappy of a job I did?
Just a little bit off.
Yeah.
Not by much though.
Usually I don't have to adjust the auger. I'm gonna have to adjust the auger
I was
quite
gonna
a
say
bit.
it'll save you there though.
Yeah. Yeah, so Levi was a classmate at college. He is actually an engineer, and I met him the first week of college freshman year. I met him at an ice cream social. But he's not from too far away from us. But yeah, he got a job fairly close nearby, so he gets off work at like 3 o'clock. So he gets off work and he comes and helps us the rest of the night. He's been kind of a lifesaver the last couple of years. Seems like every time we need an extra person, Levi's there. And he's a hoot. Somewhere around here there's an intake. Where is the intake? Alright, well, apparently the intake's way over here. What must have happened is this hole flooded and it floated this intake tile all the way to the edge of it. Probably clean this out as best I can too. Get these out of here. There we be. Good thing it didn't make a mess. So after we had the big rain and I made that video with the drone footage, this is actually the hole where I hovered the drone right over it to see if the intake was taking in water. And I don't remember if that piece of tile was floating off to the side at that time or not. But there's gonna be at least a day, if not two, of driving the combine around after corn harvest and getting all these soybeans, not only from the soybean fields, but from the corn fields. Well, out of this large field, I think it's a 440 acre field, other than the replants, the holes, and the tile project, which they're actually working on right now. There's a bulldozer right there, flattening out that big pile that I showed you guys earlier in the video. We don't have a whole lot left. Kind of getting down there. Been pretty smooth so far. Cross my fingers. I'm actually not a superstitious guy. It's just, I don't know. It's a way of showing how nervous I am. Here we go, last load of the night, 63,000 pounds. There's actually a little bit more left in the combine, but Dad's gonna bring that up and dump it in the cart after I fill this next truck. terrible. I mean, that sounded terrible, terrible. What the heck? Did I break something? Grain's still coming out. And there it is, the last of the corn from this field. They'll be going on a truck first thing tomorrow morning. I'm extremely exhausted. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.